welcome back to the Traders Network. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. Thanks for joining us. We are broadcasting to you live from the Dallas KFXR 1190 AM Clear Channel Studios, streaming to you from iHeart app and Yorba Media. All right, we have got some really breakthrough content today. If I'm a little bit out of breath, it's because I just ran into the studio running a little late. But first guest today, Tom Itin, CEO, CADRPlus. These people have got a new answer to all of our medical problems. We're talking about a company that can bring on and plug you into the medical community through your phone, talk to somebody that can help you with your medical issue within 15 minutes, no matter where you are in the globe. So we're dialing him up right now to bring him in. Tom has got some fantastic stuff he's going to walk us through, but you know, these guys are based in Michigan, and they came around in 2012, but when it comes to actually being ahead of the curve, these guys are so far out in front of everything that I've seen yet in the medical community. What most people know about us here at our show is that we strive to bring the best in the industry, and you've seen a lot of breakthroughs here. Cancer that gets cured in 2 hours and all kinds of stuff. And I just want to tell you, Tom Itin has got a new answer for everybody's problem. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks for inviting us.
Oh, my pleasure. Let me take a breath and give you the stage for a second here. Tell us a little bit about your about your background, and then also what CADRPlus does.
Sure. We're going to speak about the telehealth and telemedicine, which we feel is an exciting new field. I've been a bit of a serial entrepreneur, studied under Francis Perkins at Cornell Industrial and Labor Relations and Peter Drucker at NYU, and I was one of the founders of a life insurance company, Alexander Hamilton, here in Michigan. We're now part of the Lincoln Financial Group, which was started in the late 60s, or mid-60s, and Lincoln Financial is now, I think, the fifth largest life insurance company in the world. I was a founder of Roadmaster in the sporting goods business in the 90s. We went on the New York Stock Exchange. And then I was founder of Williams Controls, and we were the first drive-by-wire electronic throttle control company in the world, and we were the first people to privatize GPS. And we worked a lot on compressed natural gas. We were recognized a couple of times by Fortune and Business Week as one of the top fastest-growing companies in 100 companies in America. And I got involved in telehealth and telemedicine, feeling it too is a very innovative idea.
All right, now let's get into what your company does, because as far as I'm concerned, it's brilliant. It's one of the best things I've seen coming up to serve an ongoing problem, a mounting problem that affordable health care is creating. You found a solution to this. Please bring that out.
Sure. Well, CADRPlus US.net is a Michigan-based sales and marketing company that's providing nationwide now, and we're the industry leader in telehealth and telemedicine. And we're working with both for-profit and not-for-profit organizations, and with individuals to help them achieve their goals. And our principals have had quite a number of years of experience in marketing and sales, and our approach is to address the question of healthcare and attempting to reduce the costs and reduce the time involved to keep a healthy body and mind and schedule, and to do it at minimum cost and with a minimum amount of frustration and involvement of time of the participants.
How do you do that? To break down the mechanics of what happens here.
Well, basically what happens is our client picks up their phone and calls our special line, and we're put in touch immediately with a patient advocate. The patient advocate listens to the symptoms that the person has of ailment right now, and they bring a doctor online, a board-certified doctor, online or gets him back to you very promptly. And that doctor has all of the information in front of him, typically from the cloud. He has all of your medical records from doctor, hospital, your pharmaceutical experiences, and also knows a little bit about you from a personal standpoint, that you've given him background information. We call it the clipboard information from the doctor. And he's able to get your temperature, blood pressure, and heartbeat from an iPhone, from an app on an iPhone, or you can give that to him. And he diagnoses and treats and gives a recommendation of treatment, or he prescribes a prescription for you and sends it over to your nearest pharmacy so you can go pick it up even if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, because this is a 24/7, 365-day a year availability to our client.
I don't know if it, and I'm not so prolific in your industry space, but I don't know if it, I've never heard this before. Are you first to market and in this type of an approach to alleviate a mounting problem?
We don't know that we're absolutely the first, but we were certainly one of the first. And Teladoc and Consultadoc were merged last September. The two of them were the early leaders and have over 50% market share. And they're the primary motor here that drives the process. They are well-funded, and they have put in a program that not only does what I just described, but it also is set up so that they can talk to a client in 170 different languages and simultaneously translate to the doctor and the doctor back from English to the patient. And so this is a phenomenon that's happened really in the last 5 to 6 years. We went from zero to, we estimate 35 to 40 million people are now using telehealth and telemedicine in the form I've just described it.
Now, you also have a two-way audio-video conference, too, that goes along with it. Most people,
right,
FaceTime on their iPhone. But
right. A lot of doctors feel that they like to be able to see their patient, and if they have an iPhone or a computer, they can be talking to the doctor on a closed-circuit, secured line, or they can just be talking on the telephone.
Now, you're a leader in pricing and distribution. Talk to us about that.
Well, we think we have the best value proposition out there right now. We are offering this system called CADRPlus US, and that system is involved with the patient or the member. We call him the member, right, and all the members of his immediate family, up to 6 people in his household, and those people all have access to that service for medical evaluation treatment that I just described. And we're doing that for $19.95 a month for an individual, and we have group rates that are lower than that.
That's just compared to what people have to pay and how long they have to wait right now, it's almost ridiculous that actually you can come up with a completely new mousetrap at a price that almost a homeless person could afford.
We hope it's a good value proposition, and I think that we also have some other benefits that go along with this, including we're tied in with Aetna, who provides lifestyle assistance in legal advice, in counseling, in coaching, in medical bill mediation. And we also have included in this package is a well card where you get discounts at the drugstore and or doctor or dentist or optometrist office, and almost all members of that group participate in our discount.
All right, let's do this, Tom. Let's take a little break right now and cover a lot more about your company and your services on the other side. All right?
Okay.
All right, we're going to be right back with Tom Itin, CEO, CADRPlus, and the the website you can reach them is CARDPlus.us. And special thanks to Monk Media and 1-800-PublicRelations.com for all their PR and media support. Don't go away. A lot more on CADR coming up right after the break. Welcome back to the Traders Network. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. Thanks for joining us. Broadcasting to you live from the Dallas KFXR 1190 AM Clear Channel Studios, streaming through the iHeart app and yorbamedia.com. All right, I'm joined on this segment with Tom Itin, CEO, CADRPlus, and we're talking about breakthrough technology when it comes to serving the public's needs for medical attention, actually getting to the doctor, the specialist of your need at the time you need them in a way that is going to revolutionize the medical industry when it comes to connectivity, patient to doctor. All right, Tom, welcome back to the show. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, now let me see if I can ask you a couple of intelligent questions. I'm not quite up on this as you are, but permitted by the cloud. You've got HIPAA laws, HIPAA rules that are in place right now that prohibit a lot of transfer of data that could really drag down this process. Walk us through what you've done in order to be able to streamline the connection between a patient and a doctor at the time they need it.
Sure. The main thing is that this only happens with the permission of the patient, the member, and the members of his family. So that's the first hurdle, that the information is there on the cloud and it's accessible only if the doctor or the hospital has permission to go in and look at it or retrieve it. With reference to HIPAA and SureScript, we participate in both of those. And as people perhaps know, the main thing is that they're trying to make sure that you're not taking the wrong mixture of drugs, that the person who's prescribing a drug knows what you've been prescribed and when, how recently. And so those are the controls that we feel are very viable and working quite well.
Okay, so there's no issues with the HIPAA rules and regulations. You've already gone through that bureaucratic nightmare to make sure that, okay. All right. Now, you mentioned in the last segment that you can get your temperature, your heart pressure, or heartbeat, your blood pressure, and so on. How do you do that over your phone with an app?
That's a good question. You can do that because many of the apps in both Android and iPhone have those apps on the phone, or if you don't have them there, you can have them added, and that's gives that transmission of that information to the doctor immediately. We also, for people who aren't too keen on going through that process, we have a little apparatus that we will sell them for, I think, $35, and they can just attach it to their phone, put their finger in the application reciprocal, and with that, they're able to transmit their blood pressure and their temperature. And the heartbeat is a little more difficult with that than it is with an iPhone. If the iPhone, you just lay it on your heart, and the doctor can hear the rhythm of the heart.
Wow. All right, let me skip ahead. You've answered all those questions really very, very well. You mentioned Aetna lifestyle, but it's bigger than just talking about your medical bill. You've got legal advice, medical bill mediation. Walk us through that part. That's a whole another quagmire that everybody gets to work with.
Sure. There's been an effort by Aetna, and they started quite a few years ago, to supply people with in a package of a lot of the things that they need to and use every day. And a lot of those are pretty expensive. And by packaging them, Aetna's been able to get that to be pretty cost effective. And that's part of our package. You pay nothing more for any of those services. You pay nothing when you call the doctor. You pay nothing when you call the lawyer. They get 30 minutes of free time on any subject each month. They get counseling, coaching, assistance in writing a resume, assistance in how you go about a job interview. The medical mediation, of course, medical bill mediation, of course, is a very helpful because people are terribly intimidated by the fact that they have a large medical bill and they're being done for it or garnished for it or just being hassled about it. And Aetna's pretty experienced, being one of the largest life insurance companies. They're pretty experienced in negotiating with that in that process. And so if you have over $2,500 of bills that are unpaid, you turn them over to Aetna, and they take care of it in negotiating a price, the prices, and also in a payment plan, and they get the creditor off your back.
Wow, that is a big deal. That is a huge deal because people who really need the services tend to be the ones that don't know where to turn, and they just let them go. I can't say enough about that part of it because that's a part that the medical community says, just pay for it. And by the way, you want to live? This is how much you need to pay me. You've really, I can't say enough about you, but it doesn't end there. You've got a well card too. What is that?
Yeah, the well card is a card that permits you to apply to the pharmacy for a discount. Those discounts run up to 30, 40, up even to size 60 and 70%. And they get it, most of the professionals, the doctors, dentists, and the like, will recognize that card and give you anywhere from 20 to 50% discount on regular bills. As I think many people know, call in an emergency room today is close to $1,500.
Yep.
And to go to your doctor is typically $120, $130, at least here in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And here the person uses our service and they pay nothing. They pay their $10 a month or $15 a month or $20 a month, depending on what plan they're in and what level of group they're in. We have McDonald's, HSBC, Hospital Corporation of America, BMW, a lot of very well-known corporation names that are part of our program.
Let's drill down into that because one of the other things I wanted to cover with you on that note would be employee benefit and recruiting and retention. Walk us through that.
Yeah, we feel this is a very valuable thing to use for employee retention and for morale. And I think we all know that the old story that a happy employee is more productive and more loyal, or at least we hope so. And we think of this as part and parcel of the package of employee benefits that can be provided by the various companies. And my two partners and I, who put this thing together, Shirley Itin, my wife, and Norm Kiminea, have all experienced situations and where we've been in front of a group, for example, a crew of McDonald's workers, and they really love this system.
I can't see why anybody wouldn't. Let me drill into the group members. Walk us through some of the pricing on that, because that's a little. You mentioned individual, like $19.95.
Correct.
Right, but group members. I'll open that up.
Yeah, we have offers for group membership as low as $10 per member, which includes up to 6 people in the household, and all 6 of those people are covered for all of these benefits: the medical, telemedicine, telehealth, as well as the Aetna, as well as the well card. And that program is many times paid for 100% by the employer. Sometimes it's paid 100% by the employee, and sometimes there's a copay. They'll each pay a portion of it. And any one of those is acceptable. So it's up to the company and the employees to make that decision.
Wow. You're really answering the problems that we're all facing right now. I'm so happy to have you on the show. Now, is minimums, maximums, things of that nature, cost, time, frustration? Walk me through that.
Sure. Well, we refer to this as minimus maximus as a pithy expression. We think it saves time. It's a very minimum amount of cost of time, frustration, energy, and it's a maximum amount of benefit, of speed, of privacy, of efficiency, of cost effectiveness. And our CADRPlus, that's for consult a doctor, CADR, and the plus, of course, is the Aetna and the well card. So the CADR is consulting a board-certified doctor on the phone, and the plus is the other benefits that we've been describing here.
Now, one more time, I want to get your website out for address out for everybody.
Sure. We're at www.CADRPlus.us.net.
Are there
CADRPlus.us.net.
Okay. Are there any events or beachheads anywhere around, or is it all 100% web-based for people from our show that may want to reach out or actually come in and shake somebody's hand and talk to them more on multiple levels?
We have our offices here in Michigan, in Kego Harbor, Michigan, and in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. And we have telephone numbers that you can reach to us and reach out to us, and we can set up time to discuss it by phone or in a personal meeting. And my number is 248-762-8004. Our general office number is 248-683-4600. And Norman Kimenea's number is 248-219-0222.
Great. Thomas, we're out of time for today's show, but honestly, you've got you're wearing the big ass, the hero, the superhero cape for answering a problem that it's just mounting and mounting and mounting. I'm so glad you came on this show.
Oh, thank you for having us, Michael.
My pleasure. All right, and a special thanks out to Monk Media and 1-800-PublicRelations.com for all their PR and media support. Up next, another breakthrough. This Leaf Welsh CEO Jam Loop. These guys are working with some of the biggest companies in the world on what they're doing, and anybody who's in business needs this service. We'll be right back on the other side of this break.